Screen. So in the last class, what we discussed, like how the variable we can mention, everything that we can discuss it in the last class, right? So that means local variables only we discuss it, right? So today we need to discuss about the global variables and everything. Okay. Okay. In the last class, we discussed like how the variables are there and how we can mention how many types of variables in that, what is local variable and what is global variable. Okay. Practically, we see like in the last class, like how the local variable is assigned and everything. Okay. Now we need to discuss about 1 second global variables. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. In the last class, like what is this? Customer details. Everything that we discuss it, right? Yeah. That's good. Yeah. So here, like we are mentioning a variables here. Okay. And what is a variable here? Like update constant. That means in the last class, we are discussing about the local variable. That local variable, what is local variable? What is a variable? Variable is nothing but it will hold the output of any function or static value or dynamic values. Okay. Variables are holding a values. That's it. Okay, wherever we need to access that particular values, just you need to pass that particular variable. That's it. Automatically you can access it. This is variable. In that, local variable. So in that, there are different types of variables are there, like local, global variable, and collections and everything. These we can call it as variables. Okay. So in the local variable, you can access that particular variable within the screen. That means in another screen, that variable cannot be accessed. Understand clearly or not? So local variable, always you have to call with a function called update context. Very important point. See, local and global syntax is different. Okay. Everyone is confusing in this part only. That means update local variable means update context function. Inside that curling braces, you have to use it. Inside the curling braces, you have to give any name. Okay. And colon, you have to give the value, either static value or element value, or by using function what it is generated, that value also we can pass it. Anything you can pass it here. Understand clearly? Okay. So this is how. So today what we need to discuss is global variable. First of all, what is a global variable? Global variable means the global variable is also holding a value. Global variable also holding a value. But when compared to the local variable, global variable can access in any of the screen itself. Understand or not? For global variable, you have to use a function called set. What is that function? Set function, you have to use it. By using set function only, we can mention the global variables. See, completely different global and local variable syntax. See, practically I will show you. Okay. I'm taking another function. Okay. What is it? What is that function called? See, I'm taking another button. Okay. In the buttons only we can performing an actions, right? So that's the reason I'm taking a button. Okay. So this is a button. Take the button and name it as global variable. Global variable. Yeah. This is a global variable. That means in global variable, what we can do? That means this is also this variable also holding a value. This, and one more important point is either local or global variables at the time of running of the app only these variables will work. Understand clearly? Or not? See, so in this global variable, what you have to do is you can access this variable value in any of the screen itself. Okay, so let's see practically. That means in this button, I want to call global. For that, in the on select property, in this button, on select property under this one, what you have to write? Global variable function. If it is a local variable, you are using a function called update context. If it is a global variable, you have to use a function called set function. What is that? Set. Very important point. See, completely different. In update, in local variable, in update context, you have to use it. Inside the update context, within the curling braces, you have to give the name of that particular variable, colon and value. Here, in set function, okay, open bracket, variable. Directly you can write the variable. Okay, suppose global. Global. This is the name I'm okay, comma. So whatever value I am enter here, that value I need to pass it here. So here you can give static value or dynamic value or anything. Dynamic value means like at the time of running the app itself, whatever values you are passing by using functions, those are dynamic values. Or else by whatever you enter in the element, that also if you want to pick it, that is also dynamic. Understand clearly? So for that, suppose for example, whatever the text box is there, this text box, what value we are entered into that particular text box, that value I need to pick into and store it in a global variable. And wherever you want to access that particular value, you can access it. See here, what is the text, this text input name, text input to, right? So that you have to pass here inside this one. So you can pass a static value also. Suppose, for example, I'm passing static value. What will happen? Okay, I'm showing the variable text label. So what is the text label here? Global, sorry, global variable value is something like this. Okay, and so where the variable value is there in that particular global variable. What is the variable name? You have to append with this text. So if you want to append with this text means ampersand must and should, you have to use it. And inside the ampersand, You just need to call that particular name. Okay. See here. Okay. Now run the application. Suppose if I run the application, let's see. Suppose I'm entered 25 here. Suppose. No, no, no. Without, this is a static value, right? So I'm passing a static value. That's the reason. Directly click on the global variable. Whenever you click on that, what value, static value is stored in the global variable? 3 it is. Okay. Normally it is 3 value. Okay. Like this. Whatever static value is there, every time you can see this particular value. This global variable can be accessed in any of the screen itself. Suppose, for example, I go to this particular customer details. I want to call the global variable here itself. Let's see. Okay. Here, instead of calling local variable cannot be accessed. I want to call the global variable. What is the global variable? So what is the value here it is showing? Global. Understand or not? See, you can call that particular variable. Suppose, for example, in that particular one, if I change it to something value like 7, okay? Suppose 7 I'm changing. Again, you want to perform this button action. How you can do without clicking on this preview? How you can do the performance of this particular button action? That means Alt plus click, right? Click on Alt plus click. You can see it here, the 7 value, the same value here also you can see it. That means whatever value you can change it in the global, those value automatically it will shows in another screen. Okay, this is a static value. Suppose if I want to pass the dynamic one means suppose whatever value I'm entering in the text input, okay, text box, that value I need to call it. Suppose text input 2 dot, what is that? Text. Okay, you have to call this one directly. See, if you want to pass any particular value, one second. So, okay, so here what will happen here it is like if I want to pass that particular text box, whatever text box you entered in that particular value, that value I need to store it in the global variable. Then here, if you want to pass that element name, you have to pass that particular element name here. What is the element name here? There is a text input to because in this text box, whatever enter value is entered, that value I need to store it in the global variable. For that, you have to pass that particular element name. What is the element name here? Text input. That's the reason I'm passing text input to. This is a text box related, right? Always you have to prefix with the text. Remember this point. Always you have to prefix with the, sorry, suffix with text. Understand? Understand clearly enough. At the end, the extension of that particular text box is text dot text. You have to understand clearly enough. Now, see here, that means if this is a dynamic value, that means whatever value you enter in this particular text box, see here, that value automatically, suppose 345, okay, and click on global variable. Then you can see 340. Suppose if I'm giving 545. Then click on global variable. 545 variable value, it will show here. So not only this one, in this 545 value, it will show here as well as in the customer details also. The same thing we can see 545. Understand or not? This is global variable. Very, 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 very important point. Okay. You have to understand it, how you can mention. See here the difference between local and global variables. Understand? So that means you have, for global variables, you have to use set function, and inside that name anything, any name, okay, comma and value. Either you can pass static value or else you can pass element name value like the dynamic one. This is the dynamic. Okay. This particular one. See, you can call it from in any of this screen. Then automatically that particular value can be accessed in any of the screen. That is the biggest advantage in global variable. And variables cannot occupy the memory. Very important point. Variables are cannot occupy the memory. It is a temporary storage. Okay. Once the app is deleted, all the things are automatically deleted. Variables are automatically deleted. Understand clearly or not? For local variable, you have to use update context. See, this is the syntax is different. First, you within the curling braces, okay, variable name, colon, and you have to pass the particular. Understand clearly or not? This is how the difference between local and global variables. Understand or not? Next one. Another is also there. Another type of variable also there. What is that one? Collection. What is that? Collection is nothing but creating a temporary table in Power Apps. Creating a temporary table. Okay, creating a temporary table in Canvas app only. In Canvas app only we can create. So for that, you have to use an option. You have to use an option called collections. What is that? Collection. Collection is nothing but creating a table. So you know, right, how you can create. So I'm not discussing more because the same thing I explained in the functions also. So just I'm giving over here. Yes. Okay. Suppose it is a collection. What is a so if you want to create a collection, then what function you have to use? Collect function. Okay. There are different types of collect functions are there. Collect, clear, and clear collect functions also there. Okay. You know, right? All the three differences. I don't want to explain more onto that one. Okay. Because we already discussed those things. Okay. Collect. Just inside the collect, what you have to write. See, if you want to normally, if you want to create a table, how you can create it? Same in the collect. That means what is that? You inside the table name. That means what? So in the collection, you are creating some columns and rows and everything. Okay, for that we can call it as a table, right? If it is a table, we have a table name, right? Same here also, you have to mention the table name. That table name, anything you need to write it here. Okay, suppose for example, collect the variable. See, this is the name. This we can call it as table name. Okay, comma. Okay, items, that means the table name is done. Inside the table, what you have to mention? Column and values, right? Those you have to mention within the curly braces. Understand or not? Suppose for example, there is an id column. I want to create two columns, id and name. So that column name, any column name, you have to write column name, column, and value here. For this id, what value you have to assign it? Suppose for example, I'm giving as 1. Okay, comma, same. column name and column value. Same like that. See, for one record, one curling braces only it will be there. For one record, one curling brace. If you want to insert two record, then two curling braces you have to put it. Understand that? See here. Suppose, for example, name. Okay. Inside this, okay, power apps like this. Okay. Suppose this is a one. Understand? Suppose if I want to, suppose close this one. That's it. Okay. That means this is a table name. In this table, how many records are there? Only one record, because only one curling braces only you have to use it. And that means only one record it will be created under that particular table. So within that, how many columns you can mention? First, you have to mention the column name, column, and value. Any value you can mention. Understand? If it is a numeric value, directly you can pass it. If it is a decimal value, directly you can pass it. If it is a character or date value, within the double quotes, you have to mention that particular. Understand clearly? See here. Now, I want to represent that particular table in any element. Okay. In any element, you have to represent that particular table. Suppose element means that means there are different elements are there, right? Gallery, data table, and everything, right? So, and forms, okay? Forms also, like whichever you want. Suppose I want to display this in data table. See here. Okay. What is this one? Collection. Understand? So in this data table, I want to collect that particular. What is the collection name, table name? That you have to load it that way in this one. See here, collect variable is there, right? So I load it. After loading that particular collection data, you have to add the columns in edit fields. Click on edit add field in that. What columns are there? Yes, you have to select it. Okay. Now you can see those particular values. See here, column names are added. But if I want to see the values under those columns, then must and should this button action need to be performed or not? So how you can click on need how the button action will be performed? Alt plus click. See here. Understand or not? For ID, this is the value. For name, this is the value. That automatically it will create it and it will show. Suppose, see, there is a drawback in collection. What is the drawback? That means how many times you click on this particular collection. Okay, those many times the same record will be created. Understand clearly? Understand clearly or not? So this is how it is happening. Understand? Suppose, for example, okay. Suppose, for example, okay, if I click on another that time, okay, Alt plus. See, the same duplicate record is created. This is the drawback in collection function. Then what function we have to use? Clear collect. We have a function called clear collect. So I already explained with example in at the time of discussing functions. I clearly explained to you. Same thing you are trying to implement here. Understand clearly? If you want to create another record, then what you have to do? In that collected, you can modify this one. Like suppose, for example, okay, like this. Now, what you have to do? See here. those two records will be displayed like this. Yeah. Okay. This is how the collection data will be displayed here. Understand or not? Okay. Suppose for example, under this one, okay. So this is how the collection will be there. Okay. If I want to delete any particular record, I want to delete any particular record, then what function you have to use? Clear function you have to use, or else we have to use remove function. What is that? Remove function. Understand or not? See here. Suppose, for example, for removing, I'm inserting like remove, delete. Nothing is there. Something like trash. Yeah. See here. Sorry. Once again, instead of showing this particular one, okay, let's see. In this one, what is the functions to remove that particular record? So you will have different functions like clear function or remove function. Suppose if I'm using remove function is anything like any record it will be deleted. Data source table related or collection related, anything you can do. So that's the reason for using remove function. So for remove function, what is the which data set related record you want to delete? That data set. If it is a data source related table, you have to select the table. If it is a collection related one, collection table related one, you have to select it here. And comma, okay. Here, like where ID is equal to no. Okay. Actually, this is not under this particular one. That's the reason. That's the reason. Those are not mentioned here. So, but instead of using this, I'm using, I'm using a gallery because the gallery is very comfortable. Okay. So in this one, what you need to call like collection. What is the collection here? Collection name. See here. Okay. Collection variable. So what is the collection variable that I'm calling here? So in this one, in this gallery, what columns are required? You have to take here itself. Like for subtitle, I'm taking as which is for subtitle. Type for title, I want to take it as ID. Okay, this is the one. This is ID values and this is the name values, right? So and I'm selecting, we know, right, different layouts. I want to choose. This is the one. This option is fine, right? In this one, again, see here, change the title. Yes. Okay. This is the one. Okay. Now whichever record, if you click on multiple times, those related records automatically it will store it. Understand clearly or not? So these are the static values. Like every time you have to give it. No, I don't want to give the static values. I want to give the dynamic values. Suppose, for example, okay. So every time what you have to do, every time you have to insert that particular record here. That means you have to insert within the curling braces multiple record static values you have to pass it. I don't want to pass like I want to pass dynamic values. If I want to pass dynamic values, okay, what I need to do is I'm taking a text boxes here. Here, this is one text box. Okay, I'm taking another text box also because there are two column values, right? ID and name values. Those ID name values, whatever values I'm entering in this particular text box, automatically it will pass it here, and based on that, the records will be inserted into that particular collection. Understand? These are static values. I don't want to pass the static values. I want to pass dynamic values. So if I want to pass the dynamic values, what I need to do? That means is id values. Name. Okay. Now, what I want to do, whatever value you are entering in these text boxes, that it will be stored in the collection. Those related data, I want to show it in the gallery itself. Understand? See here now. Okay. And what I need to do is in the collection, in this button, I want to change. Instead of changing the static values, what is the text boxes here? What is the text boxes name? Those names I want to pass it here. Text input. I want to pass this. Okay. Text input one dot text. That's it. And for name related, another one is there, right? Okay. Text input dot text. Whenever you entered here, see here now, okay, then automatically whatever value you are entered in these text boxes, those values are stored in the collection. Those related data I am showing here. Let's play the application. See here, value is 23 and name is for and click on collection. See here that it will be shows. Suppose for example, if I show the values like 28, 27, canvas app, canvas. If I click on this one, see, that means 27 canvas. That means whatever value you are entered, that automatically will comes into this particular. Understand clearly? Is it clear or not? This is how you can enter dynamically. Statically, before statically means directly in the collection itself, you can pass that particular value. But in the collection, okay, if you click on multiple times, the same duplicate values are created. Remember this one. Don't forget it. Okay. So that means see here in this collection, instead of passing static value, if it is static values, what will happen? Multiple rows, you can create this one. Instead of creating multiple rows with a simple in a single row itself, you have to pass text value, text box value, whatever text box value is there, that text box value dynamically it is passing. Understand? Not only text box here, that means ID value. And name value also automatically whatever you entered it, that also it will be inserted into that particular table. That value it will show. So this is how that particular collection data. Okay. So in another way, how you can see the collection table. See, this is what the table is created. But in the element, you need to show that particular table, then only it will. Without taking any element and without loading any particular collection data in the element also, we can see that particular collection table. Where you can see, that means in the left side, okay, so you will have a variables, right? See here, X is there, right? This is a variables. Click on this one, okay? And there is a collection, right? Under the collection, there is a table, collection table is there. Right click on this particular one and you can click on view table. See what a concept. Understand clearly or not? This is how dynamically you can insert the records. If you want to see that particular collection, all the things are available, collection related are available here. These are context variable. That means local variables are stored here and global variables are stored here. Understand clearly or not? See here. Suppose, for example, okay, I want to delete a particular record. This record I want to delete from the collection. Then what I want to do is, suppose I'm taking trash. See here. Sorry. You have to take this trash inside the gallery only. Must and should. If you want to take inside the gallery, see what you have to do. Okay. First, you have to go to that particular screen and under the gallery, you have to select any of the thing. Otherwise, outside of the gallery, it will be automatically. Suppose if I'm taking this particular trash, okay, then see what will happen. Outside of this particular gallery, this will be taken. No, if you take inside it, in that particular way, whichever record you are clicking on that one, that record will be deleted. So for that, what I'm doing, whichever trash is there, that trash I want to insert inside the gallery. If I want to insert inside the gallery, under the gallery, okay, you have to select any element. Suppose I'm selecting this element. Select that element. Now you have to take the trash. Very important point. Then see here, that particular trash. How many records are there? For all the record, the trash will be taken. Understand clearly or not? See here. Click on this one. And wherever you want this trash one, just to put it in that particular location. In the other records are also in the same place it is moved. Understand clearly or not? See here, sometimes these particular labels elements are also, it is too much. It is. So that's the reason you have to adjust from here. Now, if I click on this particular option, sorry. Sorry, see here. If I click on this particular record, if I click on this particular trash, then this record will be deleted. So if you want to delete the record of that particular one, then you have to use different functions. Remove, okay, clear function. Clear function means it will delete all the records. But I want to delete a particular record. Then we have to use a function called remove function. What is that? Remove function. See here, I'm writing here. If you want to delete a particular record, must and should you have to use remove function. Clear also it is there, but clear will delete all the record from the collection. Okay. For clear will delete all, clear will delete the record from the collection itself, not for the data source table data. Okay. Remove anything like collection related records, it will be removed, or else data source table also it will be removed. but it will remove a particular records. Okay. So what is the collection name here? Global turnover. Which record you want to delete it? Suppose I want to pass this item dot id, this item dot name. Whichever record you want to delete it, that you have to pass it. But here in that particular row, whatever columns are there, all the columns related row, it will be deleted, right? Not a particular individual column related. Okay, then what you have to use, you have to use an option called this item. This item mean this record, this item mean this record. Okay, and close it. This one is not, sorry, not global variable, collection, right? I'm passing a wrong one here. Collect variable. See here. Now suppose for example, if I click on this particular, that record is deleted. So whether the record, that means in that particular, the collection of that particular record will be deleted. See here whether that particular record is deleted or not. Where you can check it. Again, go here in this and click on under the view table. See here, that record is going to delete it. Like this. Understand or not? Like this, if you want to delete a particular record by using this function, you can delete it. Understand or not? By using remove function, we can delete a particular record. Okay. In this one, what you have to do, you just need to call the collection variable, collection table name. And what is the table name is that? The table name, comma, and this item. Not only this item, you have to call individual columns also. But individual columns, if you pass it, only that particular column, if it is deleted, other column values are also it is there. If you want to delete the complete row, means what it is, you have to pass this item. Understand or not? Must and should you have to pass this item. Understand clearly or not? Is it clear or not? Okay. Anyone having any doubts in this one? Okay. Next one is, see here, another one is like, suppose for example, okay, there are two more functions are also there, right? What are those two functions? Okay, what is that one? Clear and clear. You know, right? Those also very important. Please, okay, don't forget these ones. Okay, okay. Clear means it will delete. It will delete all the records from the collection. Understand? In collect, there is a drawback. It will create a table. But if you click multiple times, means multiple duplicate records will be deleted. Then to overcome this collect function, what function it will be there? Clear collect. What is that? Clear collect. That means what clear collect function will do? First, it will whatever records are there in that particular table, collect table. First, it will delete those records and create a newly records every time it is doing like that. Understand? Understand clearly? That is the main difference. Very, very, very important. Okay. Collection related. Okay. In interview point of time also, they will ask you what is the difference between collect, okay, clear collect and a clear function. All these things. Okay. You can review it once. I shared the document also, right? Please review it once. Okay. Next one. Suppose, for example, okay, what I want to do is, um, okay, this is about collection data here. Understand? In this collection data, whatever values you are entered, those related values, it will be displayed in different elements. Understand clearly or not? Next one. Next one, we have like a different options are also there. Like suppose, for example, okay. So see here, this is the customer details, right? Okay. So this is the customer details. Okay. In this customer details, okay. See, suppose in the canvas default tab, there is a browse screen option is there, right? In that browse screen, what are the default screens it is created? Browse screen, detail screen, edit screen. In the browse screen, there is a search option will be there. Okay. In that search option, whatever you enter into that particular text box, then automatically those related records I want to display in this particular gallery, right? So this is what. Not only this one. Suppose, for example, in the data, okay. For example, let's see. One second. I'm taking a blank screen, duplicate screen. What is this one? Okay. See here. In this one, see here. I'm taking a data table here. What is the data table? See, this is the data table. Right? This is the in this data table, what records I want to load. Suppose I want to load OneDrive data and which columns it is. Like you can take n number of columns like agent first. So first of all, first name, last name, location, and suppose agent. These are the columns I required. See here. Then those columns only it is displayed here. Okay. Then what I want to do is, see here, in this one, you have to change some properties of this one, like, see here, border also it will be. So what I want to do is, if I search any particular value, because for all the records, if I want to see it means it is very difficult. That means we need to scroll down each and every record where it is there. Okay, where that particular value is there. It's very difficult, right? Instead of that, we need to enable one search option. Okay, in that, whatever value you are entered there, then automatically those related values are only it will displayed in this particular data table. That means in that particular search option itself, you have to, whichever value you want, you can search it. Instead of scroll down or up, okay, by just simply in that particular text, whatever value you want, you just enter there itself. Then automatically those related values only it will be displayed. Understand or not? So for that, see here, okay, these are the records. Okay, suppose for example, I want to see only the first name Vicky is there, Wiki related, whether Wiki is there, how many records are there, I want to see it. Then in this data table, what you have to use, that means you are searching a particular record value in that particular element, data table or gallery or anything you can take it. Data table element, I want to search it. For that, what function you have to use? search function. What is that? Search function. Search of. That means the table name, comma, data source name, comma. Okay. What value you entered it? Suppose that value you need to give it here. Suppose I want to search it like wiki. Okay. From which column? That column name you have to write. Suppose I'm giving first name. Okay. See here. Automatically in that particular data table, only the first name, whichever wiki is there, that only it will display. Understand clearly or not? Suppose for example, okay, so that means, okay, suppose if you want to search the last name column value, then you have to give that particular static value here, and that column name must and should you need to pass it here. Understand? Okay, but this is also a problem. Because every time what I need to do, if whatever value I want to search it, I want to select that particular data table element, and in that search function, you have to manually you are changing the value. No, I don't want to change like that. Dynamically, I want to change. Then what I need to do is, I'm taking a text input. This is the text input. Okay. In this text input, what I'm doing here, that means whatever value I'm entered here. Okay. Whatever value I'm entered here. Okay. Hint is like search value. Okay. Whatever value I'm entered here, those related based on this particular value, that automatically it will filter in this particular table. Then what I need to do? That means in this data table, in place of static, this is the value I am passing, right? If it is whatever value I am passing, this is a search value. In this search value, if you are passing a static value, then that particular related record only it will be displayed. No, I don't want to pass static value. What search value here now? The text box, whatever text box value is there, that text box value we can call it as search value here. That means what is the text box name here? That name, text input 3 dot. What is that? Text. That's it. See here, now when you play the application, suppose, for example, Omer. See here, if I type O, okay, then O related in that particular column, okay, whatever it is there, that automatically it will filter. Suppose OM, if I'm typing two characters related to OM, wherever it is there in the first name, that only it will be to filter. Okay, Vijay, I have a doubt here. I want to type in this text box, I want to type this location related column value, or else I want to pass it agent name value related. Here I need to pass it, or else last name, or else that means in that particular data table, whatever columns are there, if I set any of the column value in that particular text box, those related values I need to display it in the data. Then what I need to do? Nothing you have to do. So in the data table, first you have to go to the data table. In the data table, you are passing this particular search box value. This search box value, what columns you want to search it, you have to pass it here. That means I am passing first name. You want to pass you want to pass the value in the text box as a last name also. Last name also you have to pass it. What is the another column? Location, right? Location also. You can pass any number of columns here itself. That means like this. That means the meaning of this one is if you pass any of these column values in this particular text box, then automatically it will be filtered. Suppose, for example, I'm passing Here in this text box, I'm passing as UK value. See here, location value. No, I'm passing agent name value Beto like this. See here, Beto related records. I'm passing, okay, Carbon. See here, Carbon, last name Carbon related. Understand or not? That means whatever value we are entered into that particular text box, those related values, I need to search it in that particular data table element. Okay, any column element. Then for that, what I'm writing here, that means in the data label, okay, in the data label, see here, previously it is only the data source name. That means table name only it is there. Inside that, I'm using a search function. Whenever I'm search any particular, this is very important because in real time, most of the times we have to use this option, this function also. Understand, we want to search it in the text box, then automatically those related values I want to display it either in the data table, gallery, or anything. Okay. Then what you have to do, I'm using a search function here. Inside the search function, I need to mention the table. So as usual, the same table only you can pass. After this, whatever value you want to search it, that value. If it is a static value, directly you can pass the static value. If you want to pass dynamic value, like text box, in the text box, whatever value you are entering, that value I need to search it. Okay. So that means if I want to pass dynamically means, so you have to take separately one text input or text box. Okay. That text box name you have to pass it here because in the text box you are entering the value. Based on that, I want to search that particular record in this particular data table. So for that, what I'm using here, that means whatever the text box name is there, dot text. Because in the text box only you are entering that name, you have to call it here. Here, so in the text box, what column values you are entered? Either single column or multiple columns. Okay. Which columns related values you want to search? Those columns you have to mention it here. Understand? Suppose I want to search a value in the text box like first name related value or last name related column value only. Then those related columns only you need to pass. If I want to pass more columns, then those columns you need to pass it here. That's it. Very, very important. Simple syntax. It's not difficult. Understand clearly or not? That means in this one, so whatever columns you are mentioned, okay, this particular text box value will set in these columns. Wherever it is there, that value based on that, the data table value will be filtered. Understand clearly or not? Anyone having any doubts? Very, 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 very important search function because in real time, most of the times we have to use this function. Okay. Suppose I want to show it in the gallery also, I can show it. Suppose, for example, see here. Suppose I'm taking a gallery here inside the gallery. Gallery. Table. So this is the gallery, right? Anything form also you can take it. Form value also. But form record wise it is showing, not the multiple records, right? So most of the time the data table or this one only we have to use it. Suppose, for example, I don't want this layout. This is fine. Okay. So see here. Suppose, for example, what are the names here it is passing? Like agent name. Another one is customer number. Okay. In place of customer number, I want to pass in here and here as first name, like this. Okay. See here, I'm passing like this. Now, whichever value I'm entering in this particular text box, those related values, I want to filter it. So for that, what you have to do, go to the gallery, because those values I want to search it in the gallery, right? In this, what function? Search function. So inside the search function, like what is the text box value you are inputting? The text box name. Okay. Like text input, whatever, something it is. So these are all our case sensitive. Please be careful. Okay. Dot text. Okay. What column values you want to set it? Those columns only you can pass it. Suppose, for example, I want to pass agent name, first name only. First name. That's it. Because those related values only I'm displaying in the gallery, right? That's it. Understand clear? Let's play the application. Mark. See here. Mark. See here. Mark sibling related. How many records are there? Here also it is displaying. Here also. Okay. Not only this one. Even first name also, if you want to search it. AW. See here. In this one, the records is there. In the gallery also, the same record. That means anything we can show it by using search function. Very, very important. Understand clearly? Okay. Any doubts on this one? Okay. This is how the search function will be. Okay. So remaining things, how we can filter and everything, those reports, those things that we can discuss in tomorrow's class. Understand clearly? We will get a chance to do practice as a real time. So we have like anything, like not only this one, like there are so many things are there. Okay, like different scenarios are also there, Kundan. Like we'll show one example. Okay, that means suppose if I want to display some. So once it is once a canvas app is completed, blank canvas app is completed, then you will have an idea like with what with what data you can do, because real time data we cannot take it from the company. Okay, we cannot take it from the organization. That's the reason everyone is showing with the sample data only, because whenever you are working with an organization, those related data you cannot take outside of the organization. That's the reason. So you just need to take like different examples. Like suppose for example you will have your data is there, like your budget data is there. Those budget like monthly budget data is there. With that monthly budget data you can show it in the canvas apps. Okay, we'll show you. Okay, I will show you in the last. Okay, suppose my monthly budget is this one. So whichever value I'm filtered there, that related records I want to display. That I will show you end to end. Okay, in the last. Can you please only collect function in real time? Not color from Prabhavati. It is not fixed. Okay, it is give me a not collect function. There are different functions. Collect, clear, clear, collect. Depends on the situation, because collect function have a drawback. That means whenever you are clicking multiple times, if you click on the button, the same record, duplicate records are inserted. But in place of collect, you have to use clear collect. I clearly explain in the function itself, Prabhavati. Okay, and use the and show the differences also. Any use case means this is the one only. Understand? Like just need to show the data. Okay, just temporary storage. Because whatever table you are created in any of the location, what will happen? It will occupies the memory. Suppose, for example, you are in Power Apps also you can store the data. Okay, where we can store in Dataverse. Okay, for that Dataverse also it will occupy some memory. Understand? But this collect will not occupy the memory. Understand? So up to that, it will be useful. Whenever the app is deleted or something, automatically the memory is also deleted. Understand? Whenever you using that app, at that point of time only, this collect will be there. After that, it automatically disable. Understand, Prabhavati? Yeah. And one more thing you asked, like remaining functions. Yes, remaining functions, I will share it. Okay. So this is the first batch it is conducting here. For this first batch, giving a document clearly means very difficult. Prabhati. Okay. I'm creating. I'm not copying from any other location. And if I copy it from any other location, immediately on the spot itself, please go to refer this particular one I say. Because I don't want to copy. Not only this document, any document, even Power BI also my own I created. Everything is my own. So that's the reason. Because in normal English, I prepared each and every document. So that's the reason everyone will try to everyone will. I hope everyone will understand it. I don't know whether who is not able to understand. Please let me know. So can I can rectify that one. But most of the times it is covered. Understand? Yeah. Thanks, Kundan. No, Manaswini. There yesterday there is no class. Okay. Yeah. So for documentation, whenever it is getting delayed, please don't take it as a negative. Okay, I will 100% within this batch only. I will share all the document because modification, putting a screenshot, writing clear information, and highlighting that one very difficult. I hope you understand, guys. Okay, Kundan, Pravati, everyone, not only for these people, everyone. Okay, please. Okay, definitely I will share it. Whatever document we share it, 100% you will understand each and everything. Suppose if you miss the classes also by seeing this, you will understand all this. Understand? Okay, remaining document also I will share it. Tomorrow I will try to share those things because I'm modifying those things. Okay, once it is completed, I will share it. Okay, thank you guys. We can stop it here. We'll continue tomorrow. Bye.